So I'm ready to tell my story. It's been 11 years, and I'm going to tell it in increments because it's kind of hard to do. So here's where you see the vulnerable side of me. I lost my son January 13th, 2012. I found him on our couch, lifeless. He had overdosed with oxycodone or Percocet or whatever, and Soma. The night before, he had taken off. I'm not going to say any names, just titles. If people have a problem with it, they obviously are guilty and know who they are. So he left that night to go see his daughter. His wife, who they were separated, had asked him to come and if he wanted to see his daughter, but she also wanted him to go get her some muscle relaxers, and this was his old drug dealer person that he was going to go to his house. He promised me that he would stay in the parking lot, but that wasn't going to happen. I just wasn't prepared for what was going to happen later. So he left. He's 27 years old. I couldn't have stopped him. And he picked her up, and apparently they had the time of their life with their daughter. They had been separated for quite some time. He obviously picked her up what she asked for and got him his pills as well. Later that night, he came home and he wanted to talk to me, but my husband had to go to work and go to bed early, so actually had to get up early. And so me and my son, for the first time, didn't hug each other that night. I didn't want to reach across my husband and bother him, I guess. I regret it to this day because we always hugged each other goodnight, but we didn't. I'm watching Three's Company. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I hear my son making these little moans and groans on the couch in the living room. And I pause my TV and I ask him if he's okay. And he says, "I'm okay, Mama. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I have something to tell you." And I was curious, but I just went ahead and let him rest. I mean, he had just come back from the halfway house. He got to see his daughter that night, and that's what was important. I made him happy. The next day, when I went in there to wake him up to surprise him so we could have a good day again like we did the day before, he taught me how to drive the day before. We had a great time, and I took him to Kohl's and went shopping for his birthday because he was incarcerated for his birthday due to domestic violence. I found him lifeless on the couch. I tried CPR. I called my husband. My husband hung up on me. My husband at the time hung up on me. I was in shock. I didn't know what I was doing. I failed miserably. I couldn't save him. He was still warm, so I believe he didn't have a heartbeat. He didn't have a pulse, but I just feel like if I would have just tried harder. If you're still interested, see part 2.